All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Season 4, episode 11. We have some game day predictions for the divisional round of the NFL before the games start today and for tomorrow's games as well. So let's go ahead and get it with Cincinnati and Tennessee. They are currently playing in about an hour. So Tennessee's obviously the favorite. Um, a lot of people are pulling for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They're basically saying like if Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow can get their pass game and the deep ball threat going, then they have a pretty solid chance. But Derrick Henry was activated just like yesterday, and the Titans got some people back from the injury fucking reserve, I believe.
Yeah, that off week,
Um,
that bye week
yeah,
definitely helped them.
that bye week brought back a couple of their people. I don't know names off the top of my head, but I did. I've been paying attention. They've activated Derrick Henry and I believe a couple others. They've also picked up some people that were banged up, that not necessarily like injured, but just they were able to kind of heal with their little 2 week break. Um, that being said, I'm gonna pull up the game, and it says Tennessee with a 59% chance of winning with a 4 point spread, which I feel is pretty respectable based on the fact that, yeah, I don't really see any major injuries on their report. They are just basically missing depth. Both teams are. Now, looks like Tennessee is missing a couple linebackers that might hurt them for their pass defense. And it looks like it's just they're missing D linemen too. And then it looks like for Cincy, it just looks like they're just missing depth on offense a little bit and a little bit on defense. Feel like
Yeah,
it's a respectively evenly matched game.
I think so. I mean, you got to really think about this. Derrick Henry got activated today. Today, I mean, it's the return of the king. That's scary.
Yeah, well,
That
we'll
that
see.
is.
Like, you know how like the Rams activated Cam Akers, and they were just like, yeah, that was also regular season. I know it's a little different when you activate people for postseason. You're pretty much you're putting out there that we're gonna throw him out there to do what he needs to do. But like Cam Akers, kind of gradually, I guess you could say, got brought back into contact because they were nervous about him taking hits, and then he's just
Yeah.
following week they were just like, all right, you gotta let it loose. We gotta find out. And I
So
feel like if they let him loose right off the bat, it could either bite them in the ass or it's gonna fucking completely turn their game around.
I think. I mean, Tennessee's going to go into this obviously with the intentions of running
Well,
Derrick
yeah,
Henry.
they're
I
just like
mean,
the Niners.
they're they're a
They're a
run
very
team.
physical team.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill, he's that wild card quarterback that some games he will surprise you, and other games, I mean, you can see he depends on the pass play.
Tannehill has the same just about image that Jimmy has when it comes to playoff football. They're just like you. He's either gonna show up or he's gonna shit the bed so bad that it costs the game.
I can see it. I mean, if we think back from Cincinnati and Raiders, I mean, that's kind of really all we have to go off of with Cincinnati in the playoffs. But like
Yeah,
the way the defense played the whole first half against the Raiders was solid.
yeah.
The Raiders' biggest issue was Josh Jacobs could not get started right away. And whenever he had those big key plays, they just really just stopped running Josh. I have no idea why. But if Tennessee gets the run game going early,
I think I know why Raiders stopped running him as much. They didn't have no depth.
yeah, I mean, but the thing is, if you get a run game established early, you have to keep rolling with it. That is what
Yeah.
Tennessee is just so scary about because if Tennessee can get ahead in the run game and get points on the board, Tennessee can very rarely run away with this.
Henry,
Now,
since he's a bigger guy for a running back, like most running backs aren't fucking 6'3", he handles 40 carries a lot better than most do in the NFL.
yeah,
So like that's what Tennessee has going for them is they have a running back that can handle. I guess you could say can handle the workload. It did. It looks like it may have costed them a little bit this year, putting so much work on him. But that's just the
that,
life of a running back in the NFL. It's like if he is ready to go as much as they say he is, Tennessee is going to be very hard to hold back today,
oh yeah,
especially
for
with
sure.
AJ, especially with AJ and Julio on the field with him. They have only played like not even 5 games together, and when they do play together, the Titans usually dominate.
Yeah, and that's
Now,
the
if they
thing.
could all stay on the field the whole game is the real question.
If Tennessee gets ahead early, this is going to be a tough game for Cincy. But I'm not going to count out Cincinnati at all. I mean,
No.
Cincinnati is that young wild card team that is very,
So
very solid.
this is what Cincy has an advantage on over the Titans is they have a Pro Bowl running back plus like all pro wide receiver and a quarterback that's damn near all pro as well. Like they have a quarter so they got more of like a triple threat. They got a running back that can move the ball just about any way you ask him. He's damn near just like Debo. Like he's either he can run it, he can damn near throw it. He can fucking. They
I mean,
got a
Jamar
lot of
Chase is
plays.
deadly. Yeah.
Yeah, deadly ass weapon. Mixon, I feel like is not considered as deadly anymore because Jamar is taking on some of that like highlight reel type of plays.
You can't sleep on Mixon. You can't sleep on
No,
Mixon.
Mixon's sitting at what? Let's see, rushing yards, twelve
I said
hundred
that over
for the.
12. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the top 5 running backs. Like we have we have like a running back face off and a wide receiver face off as well. You got Jamar Chase and AJ. Like you got Pro Bowl players on both teams on the offense and defense.
Yeah, and Julio has been very, very key. I mean, in Tennessee, just I mean, there's nothing bad to
Like
say about Julio.
so,
And you add
Tennessee
in
what?
AJ Brown
Yeah.
as well.
So
So
what Tennessee does very well, and they showed it in the season because they beat some of the teams that are in the playoffs currently. Um, is their defense is really hard to block. They have really fast front. They have a really fast front. They cover. They pretty much they shut down teams and keep the game low scoring. And I don't really see like if the Bengals get held to a low score, like the 4 point spread makes sense.
yeah, I mean, it's all gonna be who gets that momentum first. I mean, Cincinnati, um,
Now, if
they got
Titans
to go
don't
on the
have an
road.
answer, if the Titans don't have an answer to limit Jamar Chase, and I hope it's not just a double team the whole game because that's not. Eventually, they're gonna find a way because he's a route runner, so he's gonna find a way.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, if you shut down Jamar Chase, they still have T. Higgins. We saw Uzma with a lot of key catches in last weekend with the Raiders. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Joe Burrow has weapons all the way around. Yes, Jamar Chase is that key player that can change and decide a game.
Yep.
Uh, it's gonna be all up to like Tennessee can't just go into this game, hey, we're going to run the damn ball, Return of the King's back, let's do it. I don't think that's their play because, I mean, Derrick Henry
Not
was
right
out
off the bat.
6 or 7 games. Derrick Henry's been out.
Half the
Tennessee
season.
still, yes, Tennessee still made it first seed, got the bye week to get Henry back, healthy. Um,
That's why I think Tennessee is more dangerous than what they're getting credit for.
yeah, I mean, they made it to first seed without, I
Without him.
mean, yeah, I mean, so if Cincinnati gets up ahead, Tennessee has to just either, I'm not going to say not run the ball, but of course, whenever you're down 2 scores, um, I mean, you gotta eliminate the run game at some point, and Tannehill has to look for the air, which he has AJ and Julio playing in this game. So Titans definitely have weapons, but so does Cincinnati. It's gonna be, I think, a dogfight, and I'm really all of the games, excuse me. Cincinnati and Tennessee is gonna be one of the hypest games, I think. Um, and I'm really, really excited to see Derrick Henry back and them go for a playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
What are your predictions?
So score prediction, just looking at their last five, they're not really a high scoring offense. So I'm gonna have to say probably 24-20.
Oof, okay. Well, is that Tennessee?
Yeah, Tennessee winning 24-20.
See, I'm gonna say I really think Cincinnati has the edge in this.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why, I mean, we've talked about it before, they're a very young team. I think a lot of people doubt them. And I mean, Joe Burrow has shown it before that he can go into another team's home and win.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna say 21-17 Cincinnati. I really think so.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much around the same of what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be around that 3 score. Who's gonna get the last ball and who's
Yeah.
gonna do something? It's really gonna depend on what they do on their last possession in the fourth quarter. If they put points on the board in their last possession, the game's gonna be extremely close.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna be a close game. I don't think this is gonna be a 2 score up game or anything like that.
No, it's
I
gonna be a
mean,
back and forth battle.
just because Tennessee is not gonna completely give up the run. That I mean, the clock's gonna be wasted. I mean,
Tennessee might just throw in some oddball runs. Like for example, like just to kind of throw off their defense, like have them they might start running the ball on 3rd and long and shit.
yeah.
So I mean that
So
they got to start doing things, especially now that it's like whoever wins this moves on. And I'm really rooting for Tennessee to finally pull through because I mean Tannehill obviously you know coming towards like he's getting on the older side, and Julio is obviously probably not going to be around after this year, and then AJ Brown's going to be obviously in the franchise for a little bit, but like Tennessee's chances are starting to come to a close.
yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I really want either of these teams to go past. Like I'm gonna be rooting for both of these teams. I mean, whoever makes it past this
As long
round.
as I, as long as we don't get like totally blindsided and Derrick Henry's like, oh you bitch ass motherfuckers, 4 point spread, I'll show you, and
I'm
just
back.
fucking
I'm
blows them
back.
out of the water. I'm gonna be a little
Yeah.
disappointed. I'm like, God damn it, why'd you have to do it like that?
Well, I do hope Derrick Henry comes out and just straight up balls out. I really,
Oh
really
yeah,
do.
I really
Um,
hope he comes out first game back and does at least 100 yards.
yeah, and I think it's going to be tough against Cincinnati. There was just so many uh good defensive stops from Cincinnati with the Raiders, and you know, uh, It's gonna be a shootout, and I mean hell, like it just could be like just all runs this game. So, it's gonna be super excited around 3:30. So,
Yeah. All right.
well, cool. 49ers and Packers, man. This is
Yeah,
uh,
that game. So
this
they've
is
been
it.
talking. So I've been getting a lot of shit talk, Packers fans, about the cold weather, and I think they want to just
How
bring that
cold is
up.
it over
Just
there?
it's supposed to be 0 degrees game time.
Oof.
It's the coldest game of like most of these players' careers. But the thing is like Niners in the past. I mean, it was a different team back then. Have gone to Lambeau and beaten up on Lambeau in the cold, and that was their like golden fact is how well will these guys play in the cold? And they keep everyone's thing is that's like the narrative that they want to bring up is can the Niners even play in the cold? But like I hate to bring it up, and bring up people's past and stuff, but the Niners have players that played in frozen states. Like
I mean, well,
our
Jimmy
whole
G came from
offense,
Foxborough. I
Jimmy
mean,
Jimmy was in Yeah, I brought that up to somebody. I'm like, do you not remember Jimmy being in Foxborough for 4 years? Do you think he hasn't played in the cold? I mean, not as a starter, but do you think he hasn't like literally froze his ass off for 4 years?
so just since we're talking about home Lambeau, I mean, it's fair to say this whole regular season, Green Bay hasn't lost at home this season.
No, they haven't. I mean, but what
And
Green Bay has done is they have lost some games that they shouldn't have lost.
yeah, I mean, the last three times the Niners have been in Lambeau in around this time in the playoffs,
Hmm.
they've lost all three times. Twice to Kaepernick and once to Jimmy G. So, I
Actually,
mean,
the year that the Niners, I think, beat the Packers to move on, that was home game for the Niners. Niners are 1 seed that year.
well, what I'm saying is either way, like three times that they faced in the postseason, San
Yeah.
Francisco went on. So,
And someone brought this up. Aaron Rodgers' postseason record. I mean, and I know he hasn't been dealt the greatest of like teammates in the
mhm.
past, but he's 11-9 in the playoffs. He loses a lot of games in the playoffs. A
That's why
lot.
I mean he has said before, like if he doesn't make it to a championship and win, I'm pretty
And I
sure
hate
this is
to
the last time
say
we're
it.
going to see
I
Aaron Rodgers
hate
in.
to say it
I
for
mean,
the
in
Packers.
Green Bay.
I hate to say it for the Packers, but this might be their best defensive team they've had in the postseason in a long time.
Yeah.
And their defense is not like great. It's not a Tennessee defense. It's not a Niners defense. It's not really like they don't have like do they even have Zadarius Smith on the edge? Or is he still gone?
Well, I mean, the big one is Jair Alexander, uh,
Yeah, he's back.
cornerback, and he's out.
No, he's not.
So
He's back.
he is.
Yeah, they activated him, Cobb. They said
Did
Bakatari.
they activate Scantling?
No, Scantley's not playing.
So see, that's where. Well, I mean, and I'm not gonna say anything about Aaron Rodgers like in a bad way. I mean, Adams is in the game. Cobb is back.
You got
Um,
Jones still. Jones, they didn't
yeah.
say nothing was really wrong with Jones all season. Which I mean,
So
Jones is Jones, but
a
I want
big
to
one
bring this
on the
up.
Green Bay's offense though is David Bakatari. Like
They got a
that.
slept on running back, and their Jones doesn't even lead the team in rushing. It's actually AJ Dillon.
I mean, AJ Dillon and Jones they are solid, man. And
Yeah, they're a good 1-2 punch, but Dillon is the running back that I've seen in Packers games that teams don't focus on enough.
yeah,
He's a big fucker. He's a big motherfucker, man. Like, he's strong as shit. And if you get him on 3rd and short, you might as well hand Green Bay the first down. He's the reason why Green Bay is probably like he doesn't get enough credit but he's a perfect 3rd down person. Like, they have their own version of physical football, but theirs is more finesse than anything. And if they can't hold back the triple threat running game that Garoppolo has, like, it's cold weather. It's going to be a run game. Rodgers is not going to be passing the ball as much. Or, knowing
I mean, don't
he
say that.
is,
Aaron
he's
Rodgers is
gonna
going to
he's
come
gonna
out.
want to pass the ball, but passing is going to be really difficult depending on like what the weather is like. If it's clear and just cold, if it's going to be windy and like real fucking like just disgusting. Because I haven't seen what Lambeau is an old field. It's probably not going to be the greatest to play on.
I mean,
like, if Rodgers is going to do it, it'll obviously be his year. But they got Niners got quite a few guys that are not out, and I know the Packers are really hoping for them to be out, but they were not as hurt as what was projected when it happened.
well, I mean, you got to look at the key players with San Francisco going into this game. Does Green Bay have an answer for Debo? Kittle really wasn't a standout player against the
Everyone
Cowboys.
keeps saying Kittle wasn't a standout player, and they did bring this up in the freaking all the like Good Morning fucking football and all that shit. Everyone keeps talking. The people that don't watch Niner games and people that don't really pay attention to them, but Kittle is not getting the ball because the Niners are running the ball like 90% of the time. Kittle is a blocker.
Kittle's doing his job.
He's
Kittle's
doing
his
his
job.
job to an extent that our run game is really mirrored off having Kittle lead the blocks. Juszczyk and Kittle lead the downfield blocks, and when you have people that are moving that fast and they can just knock you off your feet, that's why the run game is so well for the Niners. And everyone's like, yeah, but like Kittle looks like he's getting shut down. Kittle's not getting shut down because we're not passing the ball. We don't have a quarterback that can throw the ball to the tight end every other play, like what Stafford has with Higbee.
So, I mean, this game go around, the reason why I said, well, Kittle, how many targets did he get last game? I mean, like, he probably got 4 targets with 2 receptions.
He almost broke 50 yards and he only caught the ball twice. And every time he catches the ball, he averages 10 plus.
Well, I mean, run blocking, Kittle's awesome besides with
the fact that we have majority of our guys on offense, we don't really have any significant injuries. I mean, besides what happened early on in the season, but like the teams are a lot different compared to. So they played each other in the regular season. It came down to a Jimmy G mistake, and that's how Green Bay won the game. We scored. So Niners actually had this game in the bag. I remember watching it. They had the lead. They scored. They got a touchdown real easily in the 4th quarter, and they gave Rodgers like a minute on the clock. And Rodgers went down the field, got stuck up on the 20 in the red zone, and we held him up in the red zone. They kicked the field goal. They just melt the clock and then just kicked the game-winning field goal. So, everyone has to remember the narrative here would be a lot different if the Niners beat them in week 3.
Yeah. With this game, there's going to be, this whole matchup predictor and everything, like, I'm gonna throw that out the window because
it's off. It's kind of off.
Yeah, with San Francisco going into Dallas game, I think everyone had the thought that Dallas was going to walk away with it. Obviously, we didn't. But San Francisco going into Lambeau Field, I mean, the biggest thing is it's in Lambeau. That's the biggest advantage for Green Bay.
That's their biggest advantage.
Yeah, it's on their home field. Of course, there's going to be a shit ton of Green Bay fans there. Of course, some Niners fans, but I think Kittle's going to be that standout player in this game, and not
He's
Debo.
used to it. He's used to
I,
this kind of. He's one of the players on our offense that he's from Iowa.
yeah,
He's played in plenty. He said that like in a press conference, he played in like -20 before.
I just think this game. I think Green Bay. I mean, exactly what happened to Dallas. Um, Watched Kittle didn't have an answer for Debo. Green Bay's got to come into this game with an answer for Debo and quick.
If they
Elijah,
have an answer, if they can hold Debo's run game, but like you also got like Debo is a threat down the field.
I mean, he's a young Cordell Patterson. He is a threat on all sides. Like
Yeah,
it's pretty scary. So I really think Kittle's gonna kind of ball out this game. I think Kittle's gonna be that X factor that 49ers
I can
need in
see it.
this game. And if Green Bay doesn't have an answer, for either one of them, I mean, because one or the other, you have to do something in those key third down plays that Jimmy has to throw.
Hmm.
Green Bay has to lock them down. If they can lock them down, because I think that was also a huge thing with the Dallas 49ers game. There was a lot of key third downs that Jimmy actually converted, surprisingly, to Ayuk, to Debo, to whoever was in his arsenal. Um, he converted. If Green Bay can stop him in those key third down plays, Green Bay has a really good shot at winning this game because you're going to give Aaron Rodgers more time with the ball, and Aaron Rodgers can, I mean, he can run away quickly, or I mean, it just really all depends. Um, I'm not completely sold on Jimmy G just winning it all
No,
for San Francisco. Um, I think this game is really going to tell the world. Um, is Jimmy G that quarterback to take the Niners to a Super Bowl? If he beats Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau, that is going to be shit. Like, oh my
I
god.
mean he's completely Jimmy G in the past and in the previous matchup. Here, I'm actually going to bring up week 3. Yeah, we lost 30-28 off a last second field goal. Yeah, they kicked the field goal with
Okay.
37 seconds left in the game. So, I remember correctly, yeah, Jimmy had an interception in that game. If the Niners have 0 turnovers like they did and don't get sacked like they did against the Cowboys,
Yeah.
and Kittle in this matchup, I think it was in Green Bay at San Francisco. It was in California for this game though, so it's going to be a little different weather-wise. Beginning of the season, a lot warmer, but Kittle did go off in that game. 7 receptions, 92 yards. That's like a pretty decent game for him. But I can't remember if that was one of the games where Kittle kind of had to come out or anything like that because of being banged up. But in that game, we didn't have Mitchell because we had Sermon at the time. We were really hoping that Sermon was going to be our guy, but it didn't happen because of injuries and stuff. But if Jimmy can stop, that was a game where we were really hurting on the rushing side of the ball. We didn't have Mitchell. We didn't have Moster at the time. We didn't have there. Yeah, we were missing our third string guy as well. Like they didn't have no depth, and then at the time they didn't know Debo was going to be such a run threat.
Yeah. I mean,
And
Debo helped
that
in,
game,
in
that game, Jimmy threw 40 times, and the Niners damn near won with a beat up run offense that didn't really exist in that game. They ran for 31 yards and almost won the
yeah.
game. So, like, the fact that people are like, "Oh, Niners gotta get their run game going. They gotta get their run game going." They almost proved that they could beat that Packers team, which was different at the time too, I think, due to injuries. But if we can get Rodgers to turn the ball over, the Packers are gonna struggle. And the Packers
Yeah.
are gonna struggle because they were hoping that everyone thought Bosa was gonna have a much more significant injury than just a concussion. Because the way he kind of just like laid there, I was like, shit, that might be his shoulder or his hand or something. Like,
Well,
and
with
his
Bosa
neck.
coming back, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers is going to be running it quite a bit because David is out. But a
And
question for
Warner.
you,
Warner
though.
is playing. So Warner was a full participant that whole week. Like they said, Warner just kind of like did like a little, like what anyone else has done in sports. He just kind of tweaked it.
Yeah,
Like just kind of like fell wrong, cut the wrong, like just did something way too quick and fucked his ankle up a little bit. But like that just comes with the season. So like what had happened to them was just normal everyday banged up
yeah,
week to week, like just week to week stuff that sometimes probably wouldn't even show up on the injury report if they would have never hit the ground.
yeah. I mean, with him coming back too, that's tough. But a question for you though, like, I mean, Niners. You're in your Niners gear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what? I mean, you got Adams, AJ Dillon, Aaron Jones, Rodgers, of course.
Hmm.
I mean,
They got Cobb.
what is the Niners gonna do
So I
to
mean,
stop Adams? Because Adams had a awesome season, over 1,500 yards. I mean, Rodgers and Adams, just the chemistry is amazing. I mean, then
yeah,
Cobb, that additional threat in the red zone too. Like,
him not having Scantling though is gonna make a big difference.
oh, that's that like trap card bitch shit, with Scatling. But my biggest thing is like, if we go back to the Cowboys and Niners game, that man coverage to that bomb that Dak threw to Amari,
And
that's gonna happen
I want to
with
bring this up.
Adams.
Josh Norman was the starter in that game. Josh Norman is no longer a starter. It is now Ambry Thomas that has adjusted to the starting role. That is now going to be covering. It is more than likely going to be covering with some help from probably Emmanuel Mosley and others. But
Oh, safety's got to help with Adams, like 100%. But
yeah.
I just seeing the DBs in the Cowboys game, there was
Mhm.
a lot of good stops, but there was a lot of mistakes as well. I mean, y'all are gonna put pressure on Rodgers no matter what. I mean, with
Mhm.
Bosa, just the presence alone, you got to watch out for him. But the biggest thing with Rodgers is, and we've seen it in the past, Rodgers just find ways to convert on first down and also in the red zone too. So like, can the Niners defense stop Rodgers? That is the big question mark. So, you know, I didn't know that Norman no longer a starter. Um, that's interesting. But yeah, man, like that's gonna be tough, dude, with Adams.
Yeah. With the game, it says 5.5 point spread. I think they're giving the Packers a little bit too much
They're
going
undefeated at
on
home
there.
this season.
Yeah, they're doing a little too much for the Packers narrative. They uh they were struggling in their final week of the season. They look like they may have pumped the brakes a little too hard. Um, but I feel as if the Packers are coming in with a quarterback that obviously wants it, but he also knows that he does not want to face the team that he is facing.
Yeah. This
He
game is
would
going to be a
rather
high-scoring game.
high
With
scoring. I don't know. I really don't
it's going to
know
be.
that
It's going to
the
be.
Niners don't really do high scoring games. They've done it. They've done it in the past with this offense. Um, all I gotta say is if Jimmy has a 0 turnover game, and if he, for whatever reason, hits Ayuk, Debo, or Kittle, if they don't cover the middle either, like just outside of the run game, if they don't cover the short middle and the screens, because the offense is very fast paced, like they move with their feet. So if they can catch Green Bay being a little slow on their feet and they get the play action going, start mixing in some fake Debo plays, really get them to bite on the Debo plays, running
Yeah.
wise. Because what they can do is have Debo act like he's gonna go, get a handoff, get a pitch or a screen. What he's really gonna do is like they're gonna act out screen, pass, the run, play, the reverse, just Shanahan got a lot of motions, a lot of deception, a lot of motions that make it look like he's gonna get the ball, and it could be a setup for a bigger play.
Got you.
They're gonna do a lot of. I think they're gonna do a lot of. Look at Devo. Look at Devo. Look at Devo. Look at Devo. Look like a lot of just putting Devo in the situation where he's the first look, but in the game plan and probably the play call, it's not. He's not.
Yeah.
They're
I
just
mean,
doing. If they have Jimmy do like the fake looks, like his first read's gonna pump fake to Devo every time, or hand off and have him pitch it back, flea flicker, shit like that. Get the defense to really bite and focus on Devo more than they should.
I think that's going to be what you just said is everything in the red zone. I think because shit. I'd look for Debo 100%. That's why I think Kittle is going to be that standout player like Debo was with the
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys. I'm excited to watch it. Question for you, predictions. What you thinking? Obviously, with your Niner there, okay, you're probably thinking the Niners, but I'm gonna be
I could see, you know, if it goes wrong, Packers will. If it goes wrong, Niners will run into probably a 27-21, like coming back from behind situation. And I could see the Packers winning at 27-21 if Niners make a lot of mistakes. Now, if Niners don't make a lot of mistakes, it'll be more of like a 27-24. Who gets the fucking last kick?
see. You know what? I think it's gonna be 31-21 Packers.
I can
Uh,
see it.
the only reason why or excuse me, not the only reason why, but I just really think on the key third downs, I just feel like LaFleur is going to go into this game with those crucial third downs um, against the Niners. He's gonna lock them down, and when they run into those crucial third downs that the Cowboys did and could not convert, I 100% believe that LaFleur and Rodgers are going to be on the same page, or shit, LaFleur just throw the hands up, be like, yeah, hey, bro, you know what to do in this postseason, bro. Let's go. Because uh, I feel like LaFleur, as the head coach, he's given uh, a lot of just kind of like, man, just whatever you feel is right. Like how Tom Brady just says, no, fuck that, I'm running this play. I know
Yeah.
Rodgers has done it in the past before with Mike, but him and LaFleur just have this good chemistry. Um, I
I think he
feel
agrees.
like
he agrees with his head coach a little bit more than his previous one.
Yeah. Uh, so I think it's going to be 31-21. I agree with you with Jimmy. Um, if he makes the mistakes in the first half, it's going to be tough to come back in the second half. I mean, if you get down one score, two scores at
Mm-hmm.
Lambeau, it's going to be loud.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud. So,
Yeah. Um, it's another thing too is the crowd noise might not be there as much as it would be because of how fucking cold it's gonna be.
yeah, I was looking at it. Did you know the cheapest ticket right now? Well, tickets as low as $71.
Yeah, it's playoffs. I mean, it's normal. But
Well, I'm just saying it's playoffs, but at Lambeau Field though, 71. Like I'd expect it to be, I mean, a lot more than that. But it is what it is, man. But is that you want to say anything else about the Niners impact?
nah, not really. We got to get the other scores predicted here.
All right, let's move on then.
All right. So Rams Buccaneers first game tomorrow. It's in Tampa. Weather's not going to be a factor for either team. They're both from areas that have lovely weather, and so like there's no excuse for them to come out and be slipping, and there's no really like there's no factors in this game from what I can see that are going to cause it to be different. Rams showed that they have a rush game that can punish with having Akers and Michelle going at the same time. They literally switch off every other series. Um, it's really going to depend on if they can hold back their two running backs and Cooper Cup if he can get open more often than what he's done so far. I mean, a couple teams have held him back. Cup was obviously like the Rams kind of breezed to the Cardinals. I think the Rams made a statement. They're like, yeah, Cardinals were in here because they won a lot of their games early on with a player that really made the Cardinals a different team. Not having D Hop, Cardinals weren't going to stand a chance in the postseason. But I feel as if you can't give this game to the Rams. The Buccaneers have the best defense in the league. They got the best quarterback you can ever have in for the postseason. Um, the dude's chasing probably the most legendary career that we'll probably see ever in like well, we won't see anyone come close to his numbers until like probably 15, 20 years from now.
You never know, man. People are saying Patrick's that man, but
Yeah, Patrick so far is that guy. His team is in the
yeah,
postseason damn near every year. They're the new New England Patriots. The Chiefs are the new Patriots.
that's a bold statement right there. That's a
I
bold
mean,
statement.
it's pretty. They've been in the postseason for now 6 years.
I know this shit. What New England has done
That's what New
in
England was
the
doing, though. They went to postseason for damn near
no, I know.
20
I'm
years
just
straight.
saying, just what New England has accomplished is a tough feat to. I mean, Cowboys accomplished it. Okay, just want to say that, throw that out there. 2 cents.
Yeah.
Um, but dude, Tom Brady, man, I feel like this game's not. I don't want to say it's not going to
It's
be
not
close.
leaning in his favor. That's why it's a 3-point spread. It's still Tampa's the favorite. Like Tampa's just going to be the favorite just because of who they got. They're the more evenly spread team. Rams are expected to they're considered a Super Bowl ready team. They've been saying that about the Rams all season long. They have a
Yeah,
Super Bowl ready lineup. They don't have any major injuries. They picked up Odell. They picked up Miller. They are making a state. Basically, their head coach is like, I am pulling every string that I can pull and wasting every penny that we have to make sure that this team makes it. And the thing is you can have that Hollywood mentality and just buy everybody and pull a fucking Yankees card on everybody, but like that has not worked for a lot of franchises in the past because
Yeah,
sometimes it's all about chemistry. If you just
yeah.
keep if you just keep the same motherfuckers for a little bit of time, you will get what you need. Like,
Well, that's exactly what Tampa Bay did. I mean, they brought everyone back this season from last year. You
yeah,
know, with this
and
matchup,
they've
man, I don't
also
think
had
anyone really had. Go
they
ahead.
have a GM they trade around picks. They are
Yeah,
very active in the draft process.
for sure. Just going back to what you were talking about with these. I mean, Super Bowl ready team. You got Tom Brady. He's always Super Bowl ready. I don't think any team has an advantage going into this game. Tampa
No,
Bay at home is solid. Rams away. I mean, every damn home game they have is technically not
so
even a home
this is
game.
this is what the Rams have to take advantage of. The Buccaneers are beat up. They got some dudes that are they're hobbling around. They got some key guys on offense that are not like out, but they're definitely like it was noticed last week, but
Yeah.
they still dominated this thing. As long as Brady is your quarterback, he knows how to make the offense still look good, even though he lost Brown. I know he probably wasn't too excited about that. So he lost Brown for the rest of the year, and then he almost lost the center, and he almost lost his right tackle. But he still managed to put points on the board. He still managed the clock. So what I noticed what Brady does is he starts managing the clock more and stops worrying about scoring when he starts seeing his guys going down.
Yeah.
He starts
Um,
doing a lot of packages that takes the workload off whoever's hurt on that side. He's a very his football IQ is up there. Like he just knows what to do with a team that can get to him. He knows that they're going to get to him, but they're obviously going to have a plan for him to where there's going to be a lot of motions. There's going to be a lot of like crackback, blindside blocking. They're going to have a lot going on to make sure that Brady doesn't get demolished.
well, the biggest, I mean, I haven't looked at, well, I mean, they're questionable right now. I haven't seen if they're active,
They're playing.
as a, well, Ryan Jensen and Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah,
Those
they're
are
playing.
huge. They're playing?
Yeah, they're playing. They already said that they
Sure.
were. Yeah, I've been paying attention to it. They're not going to
Okay.
be out. The thing that everyone's worried about with Tampa is they don't have their run game.
No, they don't. But Ryan Jensen as center, I mean,
Yeah,
that,
they're like I said. That's why I said they're banged up. People's noticed it. They've seen it if they were watching fucking playoff football last week. Yeah, everyone was getting a little nervous. They were like, "Oh shit, Buccaneers are kind of like
yeah,
falling. They're falling a little
because
bit, but they were falling
they,
and still dominating."
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say bad stuff about Philly. I mean, 7 seed, but Tampa. I mean, there wasn't even a chance for Philly. I mean, my prediction was way off, but with Ryan Jensen and Tristan Wirfs banged up. I mean, Ryan Jensen's. I mean, he's going to be helping or facing Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald, Von Miller was a fucking problem for um I mean, for teams in this whole damn league.
Yeah.
But I mean, what we saw last weekend, Aaron Donald, Von Miller. I mean, they got to Kyler. I mean, a lot. You could tell Kyler was very flustered. Aaron Donald and Vaughn have been there before. Vaughn has won a Super Bowl. I mean, that's going to be a tough. I don't think any team has an advantage here whatsoever.
No.
Um, I still think it's gonna be TB12 in Tampa, man. I still think that's what it's gonna be. My
30,
prediction
30-27 for me.
30-27.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be 34-31 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. Yeah. All right.
This is gonna
We
be a
got to
close game. So
It's gonna be a close game. So is this next one as well on Sunday night. Bills Chiefs. That matchup, 1.5 point spread. They are literally saying these two are just gonna go back and forth.
So
1.5 point
what we
spread literally means somebody's gonna be down with like a, a missed point, a missed extra
yeah.
point.
So this game, man, is just like what I was saying about Cincinnati and Tennessee. This is the other game that everyone wants to fucking watch. Um,
Yeah, because they face each other literally the past what 4 years,
so last year, Bills faced the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, I believe.
and the year before that, I want to say,
No, I don't think the year before that.
or was it
I
the
could be wrong
Titans?
though.
I think it was the Titans the year before that.
Yeah, so the Bills are fucking hungry, man. We saw it last weekend. Chiefs, I mean,
They're
questions
just as good
beginning of the season.
offensively.
Yeah, questions beginning of the season. Is the Chiefs really the Chiefs? You know, controversy off the field. You know, it, it's going to be interesting to see this game unfold. I really
Hmm.
believe this game is going to be another. I don't know if you remember. I think it was 2 years ago with the Rams
Hmm.
and Chiefs, that 58-54 game. I think that's what it was.
Whew, that's a
Um,
statement, man. That was a hell of a fucking game to watch. Like every fucking 2 minutes, you were jumping out of your seat, like holy fuck.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you would look away from the TV, go and get some snacks, and then come back and someone scored a tutty. It's like or
It
an
was like
interception. So
mind blowing. And I feel like that's what this game is going to be. It's just going to be a back and forth battle
yeah,
because you defenses cannot hold back those quarterbacks. You're not going to hold them back to 20 less points. You're not.
so
Those are just
hold on,
teams.
real quick. I gotta stop you there. We gotta argue about that. Okay, I'm sorry. The Chiefs are gonna face the number one ranked defense in the league.
Yeah, yeah. So this is what the Bills have an advantage over everyone in the playoffs. They
Yeah,
have no injuries. They
they
have
don't.
no injuries. Actually,
Yeah,
I think they might actually.
no, they have no injuries. There's
They still
no
have
not
no injuries.
one, not one injury. Their punter's rested from last game. The punter hasn't even. They did not punt once last game. So he's
Yeah,
rested.
the punter's like, I got paid to do nothing.
Yeah, I got this bench. All right, I got this. You want water? Let's go. You
Yeah,
want
it was
Gatorade?
that
Got it.
upset. Dude was like,
Yeah.
let me take my shit off. Fuck, I'm not touching the field.
So, bro, this is
Yeah,
my
the
biggest
more
controversy
well-rounded
though.
team right now, the more well-rounded team that just is
Well,
sound on both sides of the ball. Special teams didn't really have to step onto the field. So like the the Bills, if they do what they have been doing, and if Josh Allen is able to do whatever the fuck he feels like when it comes time, um, the Chiefs, the Chiefs' kryptonite is their defense. Unfortunately,
you know what though? Their defense surprised me last weekend. I mean,
they were,
there's that controversy, and people may say Pittsburgh
yeah.
shit O line with Najee, but I mean, the run game was never established with Pittsburgh. Then they got
No.
behind so fast that they couldn't even get the run game going after that. But the Chiefs, that whole first quarter showed a lot. And what I mean by that is the quick three and outs. Um, Patrick and everyone else really weren't on the same page. Um, I mean, the sacks to the forced fumble, you know, you're going to go against a real ass defense, which is Buffalo, and
Hmm.
number one defense in the league. And yeah, it's going to be at Arrowhead, but I don't think Buffalo. I mean, that's not going to matter. Um, I don't believe. I mean, Arrowhead is an advantage, yes, but I don't think it's going to be as big as an advantage as everyone thinks because the way I think is that Buffalo is going to show up and they're going to put points on the board. It's going to shut the
Hmm.
fans up, and it's going to go back and forth with these two quarterbacks at the helm. It's you never know what's going to happen. Um, yeah, it's
I
going to
have
be.
Buffalo. I want to give it to Buffalo just because I don't like the Chiefs and what I just don't like the fan base. They're annoying as fuck. Um,
Damn
they
shots,
like
shots being thrown.
yeah. They're
Shots fired.
the fan base is very annoying. They're very they're not realistic fan base. They're kind of like Cowboys. It's our year. It's our year. It's our year. Like how many times we gonna hear you say it's our year and you've only won one Super Bowl so far?
Next year's our year for Cowboys. Okay.
the
Okay.
the
Take it
Chiefs
back out.
fans are
Okay. Don't
gonna.
put don't
I
put
think
me with Chiefs. Don't put
the
us with
Chiefs are
Chiefs.
they're sitting here like we've been here before. And I'm like I know damn well they don't want to be facing the Bills again. They don't want to
Uh,
be facing the Bills. Not in the
if
first
I was
round.
the Chiefs, this is not the team I wanted to face at fucking all. I was praying New England was gonna somehow upset the Bills. But dude, I just think the Bills, man, after last year, and
I feel
Josh
like
Allen
they're
come
the
in,
more
just like
matured team.
let's
I
fucking
feel
go.
like they're being more of we want to get to that point. Like they're more hungry. It feels like they're very just like we're fucking getting the job done. We don't
Laser
they you
focused.
know you
Yeah.
haven't heard any shit talk from them. They're just like
No. No.
we're showing up when we need to show up and we're playing fucking football. Now other teams are like everyone's narrative for the Chiefs is like they've been there before. Just let them do their thing. Like they're letting them be like way too relaxed. They're playing a team that is incredibly healthy. They have all of their starters. Their quarterback is having like a legendary postseason fucking like stat sheet. Like he's setting freaking crazy numbers. Like he's
Yeah.
doing shit that like no one's really done.
Yeah. This is the Bills defense has to show up. Josh Allen, the offense, it's gonna get going. The offense is gonna get going. There's too many damn weapons on the Bills team for it to not work,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's gonna be a defensive game. Now, against the number one defense, man, do I believe it's gonna be a high scoring game? I think it's gonna be very, very tough to stop Patrick whenever he's down. I mean, Tampa Bay did it, but Tampa Bay last year, man, was just. I mean, we
They're
saw that
different
defense
teams
against
now.
Philly. I mean,
The Chiefs are a little different. I feel
yeah,
this year.
the Chiefs are a little bit different. I don't think Andy Reid's gonna let Buffalo come in and just destroy them. But I do believe it will be a high scoring game because Patrick just finds those ways. Now, it's really honestly, it's gonna all boil down to the Bills defense because
I just
if they
feel
can
like
stop the Chiefs.
this year that can't like this time around, the Chiefs just seem very like you can have a plan for them. You know what I mean? Like they just look very beatable. Like they're a very good team, but they look very beatable compared to the Bills.
To me, I think the Chiefs are very one-sided. And
Yeah,
what I mean by that
they're 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 very
is
offensive
yeah,
heavy. Their defense is not known for anything besides Tyron Matthew fucking running his mouth too much and
well, I
fucking
mean,
just
Ingram has helped the Chiefs defense.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's tough, man, because I just feel like the Chiefs, they're kind of honestly like Green Bay has been in the past, and the reason why I use that is because you got a gunslinger at the helm. I mean, he's killing it. Uh, but I mean, the Green Bay's defense in the past has not been what it is now. Like
Mm-hmm.
Green Bay's always kind of been that one-sided team that Aaron Rodgers, he'll come back at the end, give us some time on the clock, make that crucial third down. I mean, hell, the Chiefs. If it wasn't for the Chiefs doing that crucial was third and goal against the Broncos or second and goal, and they had that forced fumble, the Broncos would have won the last game of the season. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So the
So
Chiefs, I believe that they can do that. It's just the Bills, man. I don't know. That's yeah.
the Bills, I'm gonna give it to them. I think the point spread is they're giving both teams a little too much there with that.
Hey, real
But
quick,
third,
uh, real quick. Have you seen the matchup predictor?
no,
They have Buffalo winning this game. So I mean,
yeah,
yeah, you said by a
that was
point,
a better
but
team.
still, like the matchup predictor, you're it's favored in the Bills' direction at Arrowhead.
Yeah,
That's yeah,
yeah, it's tough.
okay, okay.
Now, I give it to. I'm gonna say 34-27. I think Buffalo's defense is gonna get turnover, and they're gonna. That's what's gonna hold the Chiefs back. Is they're gonna try to do something that they shouldn't be doing. They're gonna force. They're gonna force something offensively because they know their defense isn't really a defense, and
You
I
know,
feel like I feel like Buffalo's gonna come up with a turnover, and they're gonna put some points on the board. If they could put points on the board, if they can get at least one turnover and not turn the ball over themselves, I see it being 34-27 in favor of the Bills. But if no turnovers happen and it's just a shootout, it's going to be like 37-34, some high scoring ass fucking game. But I don't the Bills defense is just a lot better this year than it ever has been. And I honestly see them holding the Chiefs down a little bit, keeping them out of the 30. Because so the Chiefs win games when they put 30 plus up. If the Chiefs put 30 points up, it's looking a little rough for the Bills. But if the Bills can hold them down below 30 points, I can see it being 34-27 as long as they can dominate the last quarter. If they can dominate the Chiefs in the last quarter, because the Chiefs where they start going off is because they got players that are extremely fast on offense, and they have
yeah,
a lot of weapons on offense that can go off in the fourth quarter because you get a defense wore out a little bit. If Chiefs can wear out the defense and keep the Bills defense on the field, which I don't see happening, there's gonna be some three and outs. Chiefs had a lot of three and outs in the first half against Pittsburgh. The Chiefs do look very beatable. It's going to be 34-27. The point spread is way off. Whoever bets on this game is stupid if they think it's going to be a 1.5 point spread.
um, dude, I think it's gonna be 35-28.
I see it.
By one touch, by just one touchdown, one touchdown. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a shootout for sure. I'm not gonna do like a super high score. Oh, I just don't see. I don't see the Chiefs having a huge answer for the Bills defense. I think towards the end of the game, I would be
Hmm.
really super surprised if the first half the Chiefs puts up two touchdowns.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. If they come out like they did last week, they are going to get probably like I hate to say it, but like if the Chiefs come out like they did last week's first half, they are going to be in for a rude awakening. The Bills are going to do what they have been doing.
yeah, so that first quarter told me a lot about the Chiefs. Just I feel like they didn't have a plan going into Pittsburgh. I mean, yeah, it's 7th seed, but but then again though, the second quarter they come back after that short break and they put up
Hmm.
um, two touchdowns and a field goal or something like that. But either
Yeah,
way though, the Chiefs gotta
they
you
can't do
gotta
that
convert those
against this
third downs.
team.
Yeah. You can't do that against the Bills. The Bills are hungry. They're going to score with every chance they get the ball.
Yeah,
So Yeah, 35-28 is mine. I'm super fucking excited for this weekend to get
Yep.
started with football. I know you are, obviously. So, um, no, man, I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked. So, anything else? Wait, real quick. One thing though.
All right.
Did you see that Dak Prescott issued his apology?
Mm-hmm.
He got fined 25K. Said he holds the officials, at a high standard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, obviously he got
Oh
caught
no,
too.
the apology was issued because literally everyone and his mother hit him up and said, "You're a dumbass."
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of just bring that into this. I mean, salty Cowboy fan. I'm still upset.
No,
So
your quarterback put a very bad image on himself
yeah,
going into
yeah,
next season.
and I
He
wanted to
gave
bring that
off
in.
he gave off what everyone thought Dallas was, and they gave off that our shit don't stink attitude and prima donna shit. Very dramatic. Wants to point the finger at people. They basically show that the culture there is very fucking your fault, your fault, your fault. Instead of being like, my dumb ass ran the ball 20 yards when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, I just want to. I mean, so you say that he when in that moment when he said, "Good for fucking them," they deserve to get thrown. You know what I mean? Like you think that was true, 100% when he said
He,
that?
I don't think he's ever been in an environment where it's like, you know, you're on your deathbed. Like you either
Yeah,
show up or shut the fuck up. And he basically, a lot of people lost a lot of respect for him because in that environment, when you lose, you shut the fuck up.
yeah, you can't say shit like that, especially to officials. I mean, they were getting bottles thrown at them. Like it was bad. And
Yeah,
then for him to come out and just
Dallas should
say,
be that mad. I mean, I get it's a really big rivalry game, and shit like that. But like Dallas is gonna face the owner as well. I mean, the owner basically was like, "Yeah, my team is a bunch of idiots. They really should have just accept the fact that like if they were gonna do it, it was now." And he's
"Well,
like,
Super Bowl or
to
bust,"
to
is
not
what he
yeah, he
said.
was like to not do what we expected with the lineup that we put together for the owner was like, I pulled a lot of fucking strings for these assholes and they fell through again. He's like, I put together a really good fucking team and the Cowboys failed again. And I'm
This
starting
is
to
our
look.
year statement was on fucking t-shirt. This was our fucking year. It's okay next year. We're good. So, um, dude, I'm sorry.
It's
I just
just
wanted to,
bad, yo, because like it's
yeah,
starting to look like they can't get out of the past.
don't say that.
They can't get out of the past. Dak
Don't.
looks like he's lit. Dak, for whatever reason, feels as if he's just like some fucking dude that's like, I deserve to be here. I deserve this. I deserve that. Bro, you never been there. You don't deserve shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady could walk around and be like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm in it every year. Fuck.
And then yeah, and then that GM's like, fire everyone, give Brady what he
But
wants.
Dak doesn't have that. Dak was
No,
trying to
I
act like
know.
he had that. He was sounding like he was the king of the NFL, and he was like, "Yeah, good for them. They know that was fucked. I'm fucking Big Daddy fucking Dak Prescott, and you're gonna listen to what I have to say." And then everyone was like, "No, bro. Actually, you running the ball with 14 seconds left was incredibly stupid." And then your statements
Yeah.
after the fact about the refs losing you the game, bro, you played like absolute dog shit.
Yeah. Man, I apologize. I did want to just bring that up and give your thoughts because I saw it while we were before we jumped on this call. I mean, he
Yeah.
tweeted like a bunch of apologies out,
Yeah,
just
he's been
saying.
apologizing every day because everyone's like, "No, bro, like you
Well,
guys just
he sent out
made your
like
dick.
multiple apologies. I know his agent's like, hey, bro, hey, you see this
You're
phone?
gonna have to,
See
you're
this
gonna have to
phone? Go ahead,
apologize every
hey,
day."
bro, just go ahead and just type in there. By the way, go ahead and just type mine tip. Just go ahead and just type on all your phones, your social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go ahead and just apologize. But
Yeah, just go
um,
ahead and apologize and just just to let you know, you lost your
go to
endorsement.
donate. Oof.
Yeah,
You know what, bro? You just lost Sleep Number. Okay,
yeah.
so.
You just
Uh,
lost. You just lost your Nike. Nike.
but no, I
I'm
mean,
surprised. Bro, with his statements, he's giving off that I'm the guy, and everyone's like, no,
well, he just
actually,
got
we kind of
paid.
wish
He just got paid.
he
So
just got paid, and I think that's what's in his head is he got paid to be the guy, and he was not in a game that they needed Dak to just fucking purely just do some Tom Brady shit.
yeah, it's tough, dude. But we'll see. I'm super excited. Game's gonna start here, and actually the next minute.
Yep.
I appreciate everyone listening in, and it's been awesome. So
Hell yeah. All right, we'll have a recap once all the games are done this weekend.
yeah,
All right, man. See you later.
peace.